Welcome back to the Masked Reviewers. That's us for this review.
The Masked Maniacs.
That's a good one. I like that. The Masked Maniacs. This is our new gimmick. You know, maybe we can get like 2 more views.
Yeah. Because I know you really want to see this. This looks terrible.
But we are continuing Franchise Fridays for you guys. If you've been watching for the last 4 Fridays, you know what we've been doing. If not, we are doing the Turtles. And now we have reached the new Turtles, and it's just called the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's a pretty original title for that.
Yeah, it was just like the last movie and the first movie.
So, you know, the big controversy about this thing when it came out is what, Vince?
I don't know. It had too many to count.
Well, first of all, when everybody heard that Michael Bay was doing it, they're like, oh my God, he's going to kill my childhood. There goes the turtles. All the turtles are going to die. They're all going to blow up. You know, that's it. But the big thing, the big thing was he kept on saying that the turtles were going to come from space. They were going to be space turtles. And when I heard that too, I was like, huh? What? Space turtles?
Yeah. Yeah. When I heard that, okay, first of all, when they announced that they were going to do another Turtles film and they said they were going to do it live action again, I was excited for that. I was like, great, I wanted to see a live action. I even said that in our last review, that I really wished I could see another live action Ninja Turtles again. So I was like, I was all up for that. But then that's when he came out with the idea that he's going to change the origin again and make them come from a turtle planet, sort of like Howard the Duck, and have them come from this turtle planet and land here on Earth, and it was stupid. It was, I totally agreed with people. I thought it was the dumbest damn thing I'd ever heard. Thought it was dumb.
So my question is, I mean, obviously this got out and everybody was saying the same thing. This is stupid, it's dumb, it's the dumbest thing ever, why would you do this? But my question is, did they change it in the middle of the film, or was it just an idea that got leaked that never happened? You know, because they're not going to change a $100 million movie halfway through making it. Like, nope, the fans are mad, we're going to change that. So I personally don't think it ever was an actual thing. It might have been an idea at one point, but that was as far as it went.
But it was either Kevin Eastman or Peter Laird, the original creators of the Ninja Turtles, one of them, I believe it was Kevin Eastman, that said, well, that was the origin of the Turtles from the beginning. That's the way it was supposed to be from the beginning, that they came from a turtle planet.
So the first thing I always thought of, as soon as they said that they were going to be from space, I thought of the ooze. I mean, where did the ooze come from in the first place? Because that's what made them mutants. That's what turned them into turtles.
Yeah, but they've had that in the origin all along. Was that the ooze came from this company, this TGRI company that somehow it ended up in the sewer, and the turtles walked into it in the sewer, and Splinter got into it, and that's where all of them came from. They mistakenly somehow got into the ooze from that.
Yeah, but from what I can remember, I could be wrong, but I think the ooze always came from space. They got it from Krang, and it was some sort of chemical they got. I don't remember how. I could be wrong about this, but from what I remember, that's what happened, is it actually came from space, and then, I can't remember the guy, he's in the next movie, created it, and the turtles got into it. So really the turtles are kind of space aliens because that's what made them turtles.
Yeah, but that's not what Kevin Eastman said, and that's not what Michael Bay said, and that's not what the producers of the film originally said. They said they were going to bring them from the turtles themselves from space, and they were going to come from this turtle world.
And there's even a reference in the movie that they joked about it. He said something like, are they from space? And she's like, no, that would be just stupid. Which they put in there after they started making it.
Too, yeah, I love that line too.
Okay, so this movie came out.
But wait a minute. The one other thing that bothered me about it was an origin story. That they were going to do the origin of the Turtles again. Because we've seen the origin of the Turtles. You can turn on the cartoon. It's on every single cartoon. They go through the origin. You go to the back of the action figures. It's on every single back pack of the action figure. It's in music. It's in the movies. Each one of the movies has gone into the origin of the Turtles. So the fact that they were going to make another origin story bothered me as well.
Yeah, well, they do that for every Batman movie, every Superman movie, every Spider-Man movie. I mean, it's always, they do the same thing.
This is also an origin that's been around for 30 years now. You know, why now? Let's change it up and make them from Turtle Planet. It didn't make any sense for them to do that. It really didn't.
But luckily, that didn't happen. So when this thing came out, I mean, everybody hated it. All the critics panned it. All the fans hated it. Everybody hated it. Yet it made like almost $1 billion at the box office. I mean, it was a huge success. And because of all the horrible reviews, I wasn't going to go see it. I'm like, you know, I like the Turtles too much. I don't want to go see this movie and be disappointed by it. But then I ended up getting a free ticket to go see anything I wanted to. So I was like, all right, you know, I'm going to go see the Turtles for free. And this is probably a month and a half after it had been out. Only one in the whole theater. And I got to tell you, Vince, I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. I sat there and watched it. I was laughing out loud and I was cheering. And this was it. I love this movie. When I bought it for the first time here on Blu-ray, I rewatched it again with my wife because she hadn't seen it. I loved it again, and then I just watched it again for this review, and I still love this movie. I love it.
Okay, my other thing with this film was, of course, and you and I got into a discussion about this, was, of course, the way the Turtles looked in this film. And this is my thing, okay? Now, as far as them being all big and bulky and 6 foot tall and all that didn't bother me. None of that bothered me. It's their faces. Their faces look terrible. It was just terrible. And then I thought, okay, well, maybe when I see the movie, there's a reason for that. And obviously they've been screwing with the origin, so maybe there's a reason as to why they look the way they do. Nope, they just look that way. And that's the only thing that has really bothered me in this film, is just the way the Turtles' faces look. It's just, I don't like the design of it. I thought it was terrible.
I think they look fantastic, especially now that I have a 4K TV and I have the Xbox X, and I believe it upgrades the stuff to 4K. Just the details on... I'm so excited I'm losing my voice. The details on the Turtles... it just like melts your brain. I mean, it's so clear and it's so amazing, and there's so much stuff going on with the Turtles. It looks incredible, just incredible. And, you know, I like their faces. I don't have any problem with what they look like. People are like, oh my God, they gave Turtles lips! But, of course, how are they going to talk without lips? They would look like a Muppet. It would look like they did in the third movie. They would look like animatronic things if their mouth was blah, 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 blah. They can actually talk now because they do have lips. And, you know, I had no problem. I think they look fantastic. I think they look amazing.
Well, their lips are not what bothered me. It was the fact that their mouths were, like, incredibly huge. Their noses were incredibly huge. They had these great big, oversized eyebrows. It was like, what it looked like to me, and again, this was the whole notion in my head already that they were going to mess with the origin of the Turtles. So when I saw them for the first time, I was like, okay, what did they do? Did they, you know, I was thinking to myself, could they have done to make them look this way? Was it, and the only thing I could really come up with was maybe they did something in the origin where these 4 teenagers happen to have turtles, and they wandered into a telepod like The Fly, and they got spliced together. Because now they got like these human faces on this turtle, and it didn't look right. They don't look right.
I love it. I love the look. I think they look fantastic. And the story, and Megan Fox, I thought was a great April O'Neil. I thought she did a fantastic job in this movie. In fact, I think it's one of her best roles I've seen her in.
I totally agree.
And the guy that she was with, I loved him too. I don't know what his name was.
Will Arnett.
But he was great in the movie. And again, the CG in the film is just phenomenal. It's phenomenal looking. It's really incredible. It's, I think, some of the best CG I've ever seen in a film. And again, this was the Turtles. This is what I grew up with. The last two that they made was not what I grew up with. They went back to sort of the origin. They show the origin. They changed it a little bit, but I didn't mind it that much. But again, I still love this movie. I love everything about the movie. I think it's fun. It's funny. I think it has one of the greatest action sequences in the history of movies in this movie. Even watching it for the third or fourth time, I just sit there with my jaw open, and I am just blown away by the sequence where they're falling down the hill in that ice and the snow. Oh my God. It's like one of the greatest action sequences ever filmed.
Trying to fix my mask, it fell off.
Oh, I thought you were stunned. You're so stunned your mask fell off.
No, I'm trying to fix the damn thing because it fell off. And I think I got it back on. Okay. Well, I was going to get to all this, is that as far as the movie goes, actually, I wanted to see the movie anyway because I am a fan of the Turtles, and I actually went and saw it when it came out. Unlike David. I remember having to kind of talk you into going to see it because I went and saw it. And I went and saw it, and I thought, as far as the movie is concerned, I liked the movie. I did like the movie. I liked the story of it. I liked Megan Fox in it. I thought, I totally agree with what you said about her. I totally agree with you about Will Arnett. I thought he was really, my mask really looks terrible. But
you're not a real turtle, Vince.
Yeah, I don't have the lips for it, Dave.
No, you don't.
But anyway, I liked what they did as far as the movie goes. I mean, I did enjoy the film, and in the end of the day, I liked the movie. So, but I just didn't like the way the Turtles looked. But there's something else I have to mention here that I'll get to in a moment, because I know you probably want to say something.
No, I was going to talk about, I'm pretty sure you want to talk about Shredder.
Oh yeah, almost forgot about him, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't it, but yeah.
The human can opener, cybernetic can opener?
Yeah, I thought that was just dumb. That was lame.
See, I like that too. And so, it's another thing that I enjoyed. I can tell you, this may be, what do you call a movie that everybody else hates, and it's just something about it I loved. I loved it. I loved the story. I loved the turtle. I even liked the cybernetic huge 1,500 knives shoot comes out, Shredder and shooting knives. I was like, that's Shredder. That is Shredder. That is so freaking cool. I loved it.
It would have been much better if it was just Shredder, because that's what made Shredder evil to begin with in the Turtles to begin with, was he didn't have all this big stuff. He was just a really bad guy and really mean, and he was out to get the Turtles no matter what. That's what made Shredder Shredder. And now they put this great big Transformers Power Rangers suit on him, and I didn't care for that too much.
Well, I loved it. I loved it.
The one thing I noticed right away when I first saw the film, and I don't remember ever saying any of this to you, but the end of this film is exactly like another film. You want to know what film that is?
What film would that be?
The Amazing Spider-Man. It is exactly shot for shot storyline of The Amazing Spider-Man. And so I went back and I looked it up because I had to find out, when did The Amazing Spider-Man come out and when did this come out. And the funny part is they came out in the exact same year, a month apart. And Spider-Man came out first. Maybe
they had the same writers. But this one I like better than Amazing Spider-Man. Is that the one with Rhino?
No, the one before it. Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, was that his second movie or his first movie?
The first one. Because if you for all of you out there, if you go back and watch The Amazing Spider-Man and then watch this, you're going to go, he's exactly right. Because what happens in it is Shredder and the Ninja Turtles is going up there to let off this gas pellet and turn everybody into mutants. So the Turtles go up there, show up, and have a great big fight and try to stop him and that whole thing. What happens in Amazing Spider-Man? The Lizard goes up to the top of this building to launch this gas pellet onto New York, same cities, onto New York to turn everybody into mutants. And then there's Gwen Stacy who goes in to try to get the antidote to get it to her father, to get it to Spider-Man so that he can stop it. And then there's Megan Fox and Will Arnett who goes to the bad guy trying to stop him so they can get the mutant gene so that this doesn't happen. And then the tower on top of the building in Spider-Man falls over, and then the tower on top of the building in Ninja Turtles falls over. The only difference is the Turtles ride the tower down and Spider-Man doesn't. That's the only difference.
The thing with this is he wasn't trying to turn them into mutants. He was actually going to kill the whole population. It was a drug to kill everybody. They weren't turning him into other mutants. He was actually going to kill everybody.
Okay, that's either here nor there. I mean, it's the same concept.
Vince, that's a huge difference there, Vince. It's a huge difference. I think your whole theory just fell apart.
No, it's not a huge difference. Either way, millions of people were either going to die or turn into something else or something. Something was going to happen. Something big was going to happen. They were either going to turn into mutants or they were going to die. But the same exact storyline, same thing. And I noticed it when I first saw the film, and then when I watched it again, I was like, this is Spider-Man.
At least the Turtles did it better. That's all I can say.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, it's the same thing. I don't know. Okay, so one other real quick thing about the origin as well. One thing I did like with what they did with the origin in this is they connected April to the Turtles. I liked how they did that. I did enjoy that part of it. So they did tweak it a little bit, but they didn't really tweak it to explain why the Turtles look the way they do.
So why don't you give your odd review here, Vince? What are you giving this odd movie with the odd-looking turtles?
I liked the film. Like I said, I did enjoy the film. I did have fun with this film. Was it the best Turtles movie I've seen? No, I can't say that, but I did enjoy it, and I liked it a lot better than the second or third one. So far, out of the franchise, I've liked the first and the fourth one, but I did like this one. So I mean, as far as the movie goes, I enjoyed it. So I would give it.
And this was a total shock to me. I went into it expecting to hate it. I came out loving it. This is like the fourth viewing of it that I've had, and I still love it. Again, I love the look of the Turtles. I love the story. I love the humor. I love the action. I love the CG. I think all the characters were great. I like the music. I like everything about this movie. It was a complete package for me, and I'm giving it a 5 out of Turtle Cowabunga 5. So there you go. There is the fifth. It's the fifth Turtles movie, right?
Yes.
The fifth Turtles movie. There you go. For Franchise Fridays, and we are continuing Franchise Fridays. So next Friday we will have yet another and last of the Turtle movies
so far
that has been made so far. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be here in next Friday and see the final Turtles.
Ugh.